Yeah? And the final thing then, lexical resource. This just means the words that you use. So you want to make sure that you use words that are appropriate to the topic. And what I'll do is when I'm marking and giving you feedback, I'll link it to this and then try and show you what you need to do to get to up to the next band, okay? But we'll use these examples. So I might say to you, you have used vocabulary flexibly around the topic, and then I'll give you some examples of what you've done, okay? Excuse me. Okay, so within the writing task 2, these are the type of questions that we have. Okay? So it could be an opinion, an advantages, a problem and solution, discussion, or a 2-part question. And how you answer all of these questions depends on the type of question that it is. And today we're going to have a look at advantages and disadvantages, but we're also going to have a focus on how to write an introduction. Okay, because that's the first place to start. So here's a question for you. I want you to read the question and then tell me what the keywords are. I would say also a keyword here is begin learning, because that's the focus of the question, okay? So should children begin learning a foreign language at primary school rather than secondary school, okay? And then do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? So basically it's saying that do the advantages of learning a foreign language at primary school outweigh the disadvantages of learning a foreign language at secondary school? So primary school, what do I mean by primary school? I know each country has different schooling systems, but primary school in the UK is 5 to 11-year-olds, and then secondary school is 11 to 16. Okay, so we've got some advantages and some disadvantages. So we've come up with 2 advantages and only 1 disadvantage. So what this means is that we think the advantages are more than the disadvantages, okay? So the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. So when you get this type of question, initially what you want to do is write down your advantages and disadvantages, and then one of them will have more than the other, okay? So clearly we've got 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage. So we think that learning a foreign language at primary school is better than secondary school. So we think there are more advantages. So that we've come up with our ideas. Then we need to write our introduction and think about how we're going to organize the essay. Okay, so in paragraph 1, we'd have our advantage, and this is the strongest side. So we've got 2 advantages, so we would put them here. Then we would talk about the other side, the weaker side, the disadvantage, and then we would have a conclusion. So when you're writing an introduction, these are the things that make a good introduction. Have a read through and tell me whether you agree or disagree. Okay, so it's definitely a good introduction. It shows that you're going to answer the question, and it shows that you understand the question, and it shows that you're going to do this, or it shows how you're going to do it, okay? That's really, really important. So I'm going to show you here as a question, and this is sort of a standard introduction that as an examiner you would see all the time. So the question is in bold black, and then the introduction is underneath. I want you to look at the introduction and tell me what you think is wrong with it. Absolutely. There's no clear position given in this introduction, which means that this introduction, although it looks very nice, is really low. It's absolutely nowhere near a band 7, nowhere near. Because I have, as someone reading it, I've got no idea what you, as the writer, think. Okay, so absolutely, there's no position. Very bad. What else is wrong with it? Well, as you can see, it's using the same words as the task. So, cars getting around are in my question. Cars getting around. Yeah. I've got negative effects on the environment and public health, and the person in their introduction puts negative effects on their environment and public health. They have just copied the question, and this is very, 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 very bad. Okay, so we're going to look at what makes it very good. So, what you need to do is paraphrase, okay? So paraphrasing means using words or phrases that mean the same or changing the order. So I've got some sentences here. And what are the key words in this sentence? The number of crimes has increased. Well, my keywords would be crimes, increased, and possibly the number. Okay, so what tense is used? Has increased. What tense is that? Any idea? Okay, well, this is the present perfect, has increased. So how can I write this sentence so it means the same, but using different words or different phrases? Okay, I can show you an example. So, okay, so what I've done is I've changed the order a little bit. I'm still using the same tense, but I've changed it because instead of the number of crimes has increased, I'm saying crimes have increased. So I'm showing that I can use the difference between has and have. Okay, and then I've changed the number to say have increased a lot. Okay, so the sentence still means exactly the same thing, but I've changed it around a little. So the second thing in your introduction is you need a thesis statement. And so this is always one sentence, and it gives the opinion of the essay, okay? So in this introduction, what is the thesis statement? In this introduction, what is the thesis statement? What tells us what the opinion of the or the outcome of the essay is? Well, it's this one here, okay? So this tells us that there are more benefits than drawbacks, okay? So when you've done your plan, and if you think back to the brainstorming that we did for the advantages and disadvantages, we would say that I believe that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. That shows very clearly the summing up your opinion in one sentence, okay? So your introduction will have rewritten the question or rewritten the information, and then your thesis statement. Okay? And then the final thing you need is your outline sentence. So this tells the examiner exactly what's going to happen in the essay. And this is the kind of thing that's going to get you a band 7. You rewrite the question, you put your thesis sentence, and then you talk about what's going to happen in the essay. So, for example, this essay will highlight the advantages of global mobility and show that the main disadvantage is not valid. Okay? So then, this is an example that we put it all together. So remember the question about benefits of people working and living abroad? I've put it together and I've got rewritten the question. I've got my thesis statement, and I've got what's going to happen in the essay. Okay, and that is what you need to do to be getting at least a band 7 in your introduction. Okay, if you don't do these things and the position of the essay is not clear, you're looking at a band 5. Okay.